Okay, everybody, stand by for another episode of Six Drinks Apart. As we all get into this, talk about the day's problems, the burning issues of our moment, and shit like that there.
Great. Yeah, and today's guest is our very own Patrick Elliott.
Patrick. Now, does this mean that we get a heads up on the news?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, I'll give you I'm at home, but they might text me.
Yeah, any breaking news happens, let us know right here.
Yeah, let's break it right here. That would give us some credence and justifiable.
You know, whenever we feel an earthquake out here, I don't go anywhere other than Patrick's Facebook feed because he's the first one to tell us what's happening. Yeah, that's great.
Well, we get very excited in our house when there's an earthquake.
Do you get it immediately or you have to look it up? I mean,
no, usually I get a bulletin from the, you can sign up for those, but you have to set the magnitude correctly. Otherwise, you will get bulletins 24/7 because there's always an earthquake.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
You'll get a bulletin that there was a 1.2 in Hiawatha County, and you don't care.
So would you set it at a certain level to get the information? Like, you don't want to hear it if it's not over like a certain level. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you?
I think I have mine set at 3.5.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I guess it also depends on how close it is, because 3.5 could feel pretty good. If it's
that last one, what was it?
A 5 something.
No, the
Oh.
last one was 3.4.
Oh, the last one from Anza was about a 3.5 or a 3.4, but the big one.
No, I thought it was 6.
No, a couple of Fridays ago, we had a 4.9 in Anza. That was
The
one that everybody felt.
Yeah, that one definitely felt bigger. So are you doing the news from home?
Yeah, well, you're actually kind of looking at one of the backdrops that I use for the weather. We're broadcasting in place. Myself, the entire meteorology staff, so me, Haley Clausen, I believe Taban, who does our weekends, is still going to the office because she also is reporting.
Oh, okay.
So, but even today, they started, my co-anchor, Angela Chin, is broadcasting the news from home. Jeff Stahl is still in the studio. So we're trying to get as many people out of the building as possible.
Yeah.
Sure, that makes sense.
It really does. So you have like one cameraman and then one reporter in there? Something like that?
And the way that works, it's sort of similar to Zoom, but I have an app on my iPhone called Live View. And when it's dialed into good Wi-Fi, it will do broadcast quality 1080 HD television. So we have great picture quality, and then I have a separate phone that I dial in to hear what's going on at the studio, and then I access the weather system remotely from this keyboard on this laptop.
Oh, wow.
So where do you get really good Wi-Fi? And you sound like you've got really good Wi-Fi.
You can't have the good stuff.
Because I do a lot of radio work from home.
Oh, that's
and it turns out now I'm doing a lot of TV work from home, so it was a good investment. And actually, I just got a new gizmo. I hooked it up today, and it's screaming fast. It's really cool.
Wow.
Anything significant happened in your life today?
I got the new Wi-Fi thing hooked up. That was cool.
That's exciting.
That's about
That's
it. That's as exciting as it got.
So that was the highlight, right?
I just got one from Amazon like 5 minutes ago, and I was afraid to stick it in the computer because it's like it needs.
It's a family show. Is this a PG? What is the rating on this show?
Actually, it's not. I clicked not for kids.
Well, our Wi-Fi was out about 45 minutes ago, and I was kind of hoping that it was going to come back on, and it did. It's been really windy over here.
It's super windy here at our house right now. It has been all day. So
yeah, here as well.
Not here.
Yeah, that's a guarantee. You're going to have iffy Wi-Fi if it's windy. I mean, it's always a problem.
Well, I was going to say, Patrick, when you said you're doing the weather report from outside, I was thinking, so are you just basically acting like a pet rock? Like if you're wet, then it's raining. If your collar is kind of going like this, it's windy.
I haven't heard of pet rock.
if I'm gone, it's been a tornado.
So now when you have to do it in the morning, you don't have to worry. All you have to do is put on your shirt and that's it, right?
Yeah, there's some advantages to actually working from home, and my commute. I'm literally 6 minutes away from the TV station, so but you don't have to get quite as gussied up, and I could just wander in, make a pot of coffee, hook up all the electronics, then go throw on a shirt and a jacket, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, that's sweet.
With your pajama bottoms.
Yeah, well, I don't think I've worn shoes. All last week I don't think I wore shoes, just slippers. I went out by accident. I had to go grab a couple things at the store, and I'm trying to really limit the store runs. But I realized as I was standing in line checking out, I was still wearing my slippers.
Oh no, that's terrible.
My mask, my slippers.
Yeah, people aren't going to know how to dress when this is over. Like,
Melissa or Teresa that was saying about the news guy that got up and he didn't have anything on the bottom.
oh
no, that was like, it was like a meme, and it says, this is what happens when you work from home, and he had like a jacket and tie and all that, and then there was a mirror behind him, and he had nothing else on.
Oh,
the
that's
bottom.
right. You can see his naked derriere, in the mirror.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful. Remember what you're wearing down there.
Well, there's got to be plenty of naked people walking in the background of these Zoom,
Oh.
Things.
Oh yeah.
It's got to be happening all over the place.
Purposely.
No doubt.
Yeah. Oh, is this being
Kelly
filmed?
Ripa was saying that.
That's true. Oh my gosh. So you guys going stir crazy yet?
Yeah, the only real thing that has kept us from being totally stir crazy. So my wife lives in LA and I live here. We go back and forth because the kids are in school in LA. But obviously they're not going to school. So we've been going back and forth. I stay here all week because I don't want to be too far from the station if something goes wrong.
Right.
From a technical standpoint. Although with the setup I have, I could do the weather from over there. I don't want to do that.
Right.
But the kids get a change of venue. So they come out here and they get in the pool and they do that. And then they go back to LA and do their thing there. So
That's kind of
it
nice.
keeps them from going too nuts.
Right.
But they're
That's-
bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, we have friends who have homes in like Orange County and homes here, and I know that they're going back and forth. Kind of nice. You think about it.
Especially, I
does
can't
break it up.
imagine the traffic now. It must be just amazing to get from anywhere in LA, out of LA to drive here. It must be amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, some people the other day said it wasn't any different.
Oh, really?
No,
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yesterday, we were in LA for Easter because Adrian's parents live there. So we did a little social distance Easter, kind of said hi, had a champagne toast, and retreated to our separate corners. But when I drove back, it took about an hour and 40 minutes, but there was rain. But the freeways, they weren't empty by any stretch, but it was sort of like Tuesday midday traffic. It was pretty light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are the pictures they show of the 405 empty fake news?
Yeah, that's fake.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen an empty freeway over there, and I'm not over there very often. More often they come out here. Last week since it was raining here and there, they're like, we'll just stay home.
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
But this week they saw the forecast like, hey, we're coming out for the sunshine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, other than the wind, it's been nice today.
The first weekend when sort of the stay-at-home request order came down, we went for a drive. We figured you can drive pretty much anywhere as long as you just go back home afterward. And we took the kids all the way to the Salton Sea and drove around and came back. So just to see some different scenery.
We were thinking of doing that too. We should do that.
yeah.
You know, when you start trading gasoline for toilet paper, you know, there's an issue here. There's something wrong with the system.
Yeah, exactly.
I was very tempted to trade almost anything for toilet. My stash was very, very low. I mean, it was becoming a desperate situation. Luckily, my wife is resourceful and found, one of those giant Costco kind of supplies. So we're in good shape. But, when you get to the point, you realize how much of a real emergency this is. when you're actually discussing toilet paper on Facebook in a very open, like, how much do you guys have, and can I get some from you? I mean, like, this is a serious thing.
Well, and when people start changing their diet accordingly, that's very serious.
Gosh.
I can only remember one time in my whole life where there was a toilet paper, shortage. That was when I was in London, and there was a problem there, and there was toilet paper and sugar, and you couldn't, a weird combination, you just couldn't get it anywhere. This is back in 1970.
What was the other thing? Toilet paper and
Sugar.
And sugar.
Is that where the sugar shit expression came from? Is that?
Could have been, actually. I don't know. I wasn't privy to that.
Well, my mom said, can you get me some flour? And I said, flour? I said, I use gluten-free flour, but, you know, I'll go to Albertsons and see if they have any for you. So I went to Albertsons thinking I'm going to get her some flour. No, there was zero flour.
Huh.
So I
Flour's
said,
been hard to
"I'm
come
sorry,
by.
Mom."
Clean.
Yeah,
Flour was gone. It was empty.
I
There
probably
wasn't.
have some because I don't bake.
Well, but then I said, let's go over to Stater Brothers and just see. And they had their own brand of flour there. So I got her 2 5-pound bags because she uses a lot of flour, you know, so she was happy.
Yeah, but here's the problem with people hoarding. Because of that, people like us who aren't hoarding, we have to go to 2 or 3 different stores just to get what we need. And that's not what we're supposed to be doing. And it pisses me off.
Yeah, you're increasing your exposure because other people are being very mindful of, you know, buy what you need. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But you're right. It makes the people who are being reasonable about it end up increasing their exposure. You end up going to 2 or 3 stores,
Yeah.
and you know, it's not just your exposure; it's everybody else at the store. You got to worry about everybody. So.
Right.
So we get back to that old saying, no good turn goes unpunished.
Yeah.
It's very true.
That is
It's very
Well,
true.
she couldn't find eggs either, but I found those right away.
Mm.
Oh.
So,
Flour.
what do you, you know, my wife and I were talking about this. Last weekend was her birthday.
Oh.
Last week. And we were like, wouldn't it be nice just to go out somewhere and have someone make you a dinner and sit and enjoy it? And of course, we can't do that right now. What are you missing most? Where are you going to go when we're allowed to go out again? Like, I'm curious what each of you is like got planned.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, what you were missing most too. It's interesting. Obviously for me, I'm missing most it's just going out and hang out with my friends. I mean, we go out a lot, and we go out before 9 and smoking burgers. So those are places we really going to miss. What about you? You have your favorite steakhouse, don't you, Patrick?
Any number of, you know, the place I've really kind of been missing, a lot of places, but some friends of mine and I spend a lot of time at Castelli's, and Andrea and I like Castelli's.
Oh, I love that place.
It's a great
It's
place.
just so fun. And, you know, I'm really looking forward to being able to go back there. But there's so many restaurants, we take them for granted. And
I
now
know.
that we can't go, I'm just itching to go and do that.
I know, you just want to be able to go, okay, let's just spontaneously too. Let's go out, you know, get a drink or happy hour or something like that.
Yeah.
I so miss that.
Well, it's also scary because what restaurants are going to make it and what aren't.
Yeah.
And
Well, businesses in general.
I miss having people over, and even though I don't, you know, I don't know if Patrick's aware, I lost my other half of 34 years in November, and he was an Italian chef. You probably remember him out with me, handsome Italian guy at
I remember when he passed, I remember, you know, the huge outpouring, all of your friends devastated by that loss.
I'm surrounded by wonderful friends, but I don't cook like you do. And so I still miss entertaining, and I loved it, and I would do it, and it was a disaster in my kitchen, and you, both of you gals witnessed it. It was hysterical.
No, we think Tony was behind that. He secretly was like pushing dishes off the counter. I think that's what was happening.
I miss just having people over
I
for
know.
dinner.
Yeah.
You know, just like an intimate group of 8 or 10.
No, I agree.
I miss that too.
Yeah.
But Patrick, is there something that you realize from this? Wow, I really didn't realize I was going to miss it that much. Besides going out to dinners, anything else?
Well, as Garyk was just saying, we like to have folks over. We enjoy that, and but I'm a really social person, and I like to be around people. I like my downtime too, and that my schedule allows for that. It's nice, but I miss going into the station and seeing my colleagues in person. But I really miss being able to get physically together with my friends and hang out. You know, we've been doing Zoom and house party and FaceTime, and that has great value, but it is not the same as being able to, you know, slap your buddy on the back when he tells a funny joke. It's not the same as giving someone a hug. And I just miss that. I miss the social interaction because I'm a pretty, my wife thinks I'm super extroverted.
But you have great wit. You just like come on with your coworkers in the station instantly. Like you have the dry wit that just like, and they're all kind of like trying to catch up with you. And it's very funny. And I always loved your wit. It's really good wit. And Tristan gets that because he's just like so, oh my God, he's so out there with his.
I'm trying to wave my wife over. Who's not
Bring her over. Come on.
This is my wife, Andrea.
Hi, everyone.
Oh,
How are you?
We're
Melissa and Tristan and Teresa and Garyk.
Hi,
This is
everyone.
Andrea.
Hi.
Hi. So nice to meet
Starting my
you.
own.
So we're talking about dry wits. Can you handle your husband's dry wit? Because my husband has the same type of humor.
Yeah, you know, if it gets too much, I just ignore for a while.
That's great.
Right around now.
Yeah, which is around.
About 5:30.
All right, take care, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Tim
Actually,
made
one of
me
the
driest of
things
all.
that we share is, I mean, she has a fantastic sense of humor, and we like puns, and so, and her sister particularly does not like puns. So when we're around her sister, we do it a lot, and it just to her annoyance, which I enjoy.
Just to piss her off. In other words, what you're
Pretty
trying
much.
to say.
Who's there with you now? Are the kids there now?
Yeah, they're here. They just went for a bike ride, and then I think they're going to take the dogs for a walk. So we're just trying to keep them. The youngest one, she's 11, and she still got school this week. But our oldest, the 14-year-old, 14 going on 24, it's crazy. But she has still got another week of spring break. So we're trying to come up with things to keep her busy as well. The older one, she is in a private girls Catholic school. Thank goodness. No boys around. But they do pretty much a very structured day, and she's online with instructors or other students from about 9 till about 2 o'clock. So it's really good. It keeps the structure's good for the kids.
That is good.
I mean, I need structure. Otherwise, I'm going to start drinking bourbon about 1:05 in the afternoon, and that's not a good recipe.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people are doing that right now.
Yeah, I do too. That's why alcohol sales are up.
So Patrick, I'm going to see if you remember the first time I met you. Denise Dewberry-Hay, that we missed desperately, invited me to a luncheon for Olive Crest, I believe, and she was getting an award, and she was wearing one of my gowns in a fashion show, and I sat next to you, and it's the first time I met you.
Oh, wow.
That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, at least 10 years ago.
Yeah. A long time. Yeah.
Crazy. You think about it.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. All these events, all these galas.
I know.
It's so
Yeah.
Well,
sad.
you know, this was such a busy part of the season. I know you're so involved with the cancer organization, and I had probably on my calendar 2 to 3 events per week up until about May, and it was amazing just to cross them all off. You know, it just.
Oh yeah, it's
really sad, really depressing for everybody involved, especially the organizations.
And how do you ease back into it? You know, that's
what we constantly have discussions about, how to do that.
It's going to be interesting for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, people are hurting for money, so it can't expect it to go back for quite a while, you know?
Well,
That's the thing.
but when we do, it's going to be weird to see how we do it. Like, are we going to walk in like,
Yeah, right.
you know, like, don't come near me, or is it going to just be like, go through the gate, and hug, and
I'm going to rush in and kiss everybody.
Oh, God help me.
It will be interesting to see, like, when sporting events happen again. I mean, like, would you want to go and sit with 50,000 of your best friends at Angel Stadium? I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
talking
but
about
Good point. Yeah.
I miss AJ's, right?
Oh, right. Going to
I miss AJ's. The music was great. I miss Bernie's. I miss Melvin's.
I know. Yeah.
yeah, all that, all the different ways.
I just miss options.
Yeah,
Tim misses touring.
yeah.
Hello.
Oh, I know. I mean, just to think about what the musicians like you guys who were out on the road and having a great time.
Yeah.
And now you don't know how long this is going to last.
No.
I'm here home with my wife.
Tim, you can't wait to get back to Newkirk, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Well, that's the funny thing is because people who are married, like Teresa and Tristan, the same thing. He's away a lot, like the whole week. And so now we're all with each other 24/7. It's quite a difference.
It feels like
going,
88 or 97
Yeah.
instead of 24/7.
Yeah.
Really?
Really.
Yeah.
Really?
I was used to them. Okay, honey, going to work in LA. Bye. See you in a few days. Now it's like all day long.
And trust me, I miss it more than you do.
Yeah, I guess Tristan and I should have the courtesy, you guys, of what supposedly other men do sometimes. They lose their job, but they don't want to tell their wives, so they get dressed in a suit and
pretend.
yeah, and they just leave and they go to the park. They go to the park and just sit there for 8 hours, and then they come back because they don't want to tell them that they lost their job. All right, I've got a gig. Really, you have a gig? Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, it's a private. They're all private. They're just all private.
Private thing. Can't talk about
A
it.
lot of land.
I'll be back in 2 days. I'm sleeping in the garage.
That sounds very Seinfeld.
Yeah. Yeah. It does.
It could work though.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
What, me sleeping in the garage?
Showing my wife my favorite episodes of Star Trek. That lasted for about 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And
That's the thing is for me too.
Yeah.
No.
It's like he goes in one room and watches TV. I go in another room and watch TV because we like totally different shows.
But that's
Oh, yeah?
good. You do that.
Yeah.
Time apart.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've been doing is playing a lot of board games with just us and with the kids. And that's been a hoot. We really enjoy that.
We
all
should
of us together.
some of the board games.
Our kids don't want to play with us.
Family
though.
connect.
That's true. Our adult son and his wife live with us, and we
They play
don't
games.
see them that often. They're in their rooms playing video games and whatever.
Yeah,
so.
he's online doing whatever you
Yeah.
like. And so she, and so we just look at each other and go, what the hell? I don't want to look at your crap. And I don't want to look at your crap. So we'll go to hell and go. Argument follows, and so we disappear. That's
Pretty much.
There you go. There you go.
You
Yeah.
know?
Well, how are your girls feeling about it? I mean, they obviously are old enough to understand, but is there fear or anything?
No, although the older one hasn't gone with us ever grocery shopping. I think she's like very much a germaphobe.
Yeah.
I don't sense fear. Kids are so day to day, and as long as we keep structure, but sometimes we sit back and talk about it, and they talk about what I don't know that fear is it. I think probably more just uncertainty for them because they're very used to certainty. That's
Right.
one of the great things that parents give to their kids, and we can't give that right now. I am totally uncertain.
Yeah.
They're like, when are you going to go back to work? Real work. because it doesn't seem like that I'm really working when I'm doing the weather from the kitchen counter. But I'm like, well, I do work.
No.
But like, I don't know when I'm going to go back to the studio, and
Yeah.
Andrew doesn't know when she's going to go back to the law office. So it is, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, like my dad always was able to provide certainty, and maybe he was making it up. My mom too. We just
You can't do that now.
make it up.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much.
Thank you.
I was super excited when Tristan pulled my name out. I was like, this is cool because
I know.
it's fun to connect with people, and
It is. It's great to talk to you. We don't get to see you that much, even when we're not in a shelter in. So
And you're one of the locals that's totally appreciated out here.
yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Cheers to you.
Yeah.
So we expect a spirited weather reading tonight.
Yeah.
and you shall have it, sir.
Yeah.
No, it was really nice to talk to everybody. I've been having lots of heart-to-heart conversations with the dogs, and the dachshunds are very philosophical, but it's nice to talk to real people.
Well, make sure
Yeah.
that if they have some secrets, you pass that on to us.
Will do.
Hi, Tristan. Bring us
Hey.
home. You got
That
it.
again brings an
Easy
end to
ending.
6 Drinks Apart. As we look forward to the next show up and coming, what are we going to talk about? Well, we don't know. Hell, come on. That's why it's 6 Drinks Apart.
6
Thank you
blocks
all.
apart.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
If it makes anybody feel better, it looks like the internet connection's great
I
now.
know, we just said that.
Now that we don't need it. It's like an erection. Wait, what?
I've heard about that happening.